to the show. I'm so happy. You know what? I know this is labeled altcoin disaster. A couple coins are going to die, and they're well on their way to zero. But keep in mind, as long as there's money in a market cap, you can always go lower. So we're going to talk about a few select projects that I see basically doomsday actually happening right now for. But I do have reasons to rejoice because we have Prince Andrew arrested this morning. Shout out to you, Prince Andrew, arrested for your crimes. Huge, maybe the biggest. I'm excited. Welcome to the show, one and all. Okay, this is a beautiful day, beautiful morning in the world today. I got a lot of news to bring up here. I'll bring up my charts, all the stuff, you know, the good old stuff, and let's see how this comes out. We're doing this hot on the fly, so it'll probably come out wrong, whatever. We're just raw dogging right on into it. I'll make this a little bit wider. There we go. So there I am on X at Drew Weidert. This is my name. Can't wait to be back in the office, but honestly, I'm loving the homestead here, hanging out. My wife, very intelligent woman. What do robotics consume? Energy, memory, chips, metals, and likely cryptocurrency. You must think ahead to the future to make those big gains, folks. Shout out to all these clippers, too. We're getting a lot of clips come in from our shows, but I did FOMO into the top. I FOMO'd into the top. I got 7 chickens or baby chicks yesterday. They are behind me in the this way. They're behind me. Aaron's going to bring me something different than the heat lamp. I know. I just wanted to get something going for him. And welcome to the show, everyone. Crypto Mafanes got you that mod, that wrench. Good to see us. Shake and bake. Jess Mitch, arrest them all. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, we could talk about this in my grander thoughts of the lack of justice here in the United States as we get into the show. So with all that being said, I do also want to bring up a sector within crypto that is going ballistic right now that we're not really paying the right amount of attention to. I'm going to be diving into. I really like this subsector of crypto that's being developed within a specific crypto ecosystem that is going very, very well. So we're going to go into that. Now, today at 4 p.m., Trump is going to be going live talking about the economy and affordability crisis here in the United States. We'll probably hear a bunch of pandering on how things have never been better for the middle class. And I will likely crash out and punch a hole through my monitor during those remarks. Now let's check out Bitcoin. UAE government is mining $450 million worth of Bitcoin through Citadel. Man, they must be doing that because things are just going to zero, right? Bitcoin going to zero. Surges hit that all-time high as the UAE is quietly stockpiling over $700 million of the Bitcoin as reported. This is the rundown, and this is some of the background information that Kelly has been working on in the background. I'm super excited for it. And actually, I've been thinking about what the most useful things I can have Claude and AI and all these different things do for me as a content creator. I am leveraging the technology instead of running away from it because it is basically inevitability. Now, Bitcoin down, gold and silver holding on to those gains, right? We're not seeing silver or gold give up too much ground in this general market. Really great rundown. You can get these at the Discover Crypto X account. If you're not already following it, I may as well show you guys here because Kelly is doing some really, really good work in the background for us as a team. So follow at Discover Crypto, the man behind the scenes, Kelly Kellum. He is running this X account. And he's kind of blown it up, honestly. And he's given me some really great insights. Kasharki, I've warned you guys about years ago. All the reason more to hate this person is the idea that crypto is useless from him. He states this, that crypto is useless. This is a man from Minnesota, where we found just immense amounts of fraud so far. And I'm sure there's many more to go. But let's get into Bitcoin's chart. Let's go look at this useless coin. In the words of the CFTC lead here. So we're about 66,000. Honestly, it's flat. It's been flat for days. Interesting, though, as we go through this, we did note the bad pressure on Bitcoin yesterday with the red dot, right? And to a degree, that's played out when we saw those metrics. We were right around like 68.5 and some change. It's not looking terrible right now. it's really not looking terrible. The thing that I got to keep in my mind on the background is the Iranian movements from the United States, which are likely. I might as well get these out of the way so we can see price action a little bit clearer. But if we can defend ourselves and build this new bear market floor in the range of essentially 54 to $70,000 and build this range within the previous market highs. This is a dual market high that's been previously noted. If this now turns into support, well, by golly, when you're looking at this 10 years from now, this is the damn super cycle. It's looking us in the face, and some people are just too scared to acknowledge the situation at hand. That's fine, though, because I know that not everyone makes it. I know that not everyone has the gumption, the fortitude to hold an asset class through uncertain times. God, I forgot to start every single day. I forget to start the Arena live stream. So Arena token down bad, people's spirits up high. I like bringing the information to them as well. Now let's go check this out. This is really great. This is playing into why Elizabeth Warren is so hateful towards cryptocurrency as U.S. banks are breaking. Federal Reserve just pumped $18.5 billion into the U.S. banking system this week through overnight repos, right? This is the fourth largest liquidity injection since COVID and surpasses even the peak of the dot-com bubble. Probably fine. Carry on. And something on this note, we actually want to go to the FDIC website proper to bring you this direct information because you know what? This is my favorite graph in crypto. And this is a large reason why I crypto is because I don't want these scammers and insolvent pricks holding on to my cash. So this is the FDIC website. Let's back up a little bit. It gives you all the different per quarter chart readings on how healthy the banking infrastructure actually is, what's going on under the hood. Now, quarterly credit loss provisions hitting a higher low, right? So we're hitting higher lows on credit loss provisions. But the real thing, the nasty is this. This is unrealized gains and losses, investment securities. Now, they have been swooping their way out of these extreme lows that were created in 23 and 2024. But currently, the U.S. banking infrastructure from this report of the third quarter of 2025 sits right at about $400 billion in unrealized losses. But the key here and the driving factor behind these losses is more important than the number. The driving factor behind these losses is actually commercial real estate shells that were offices that are no longer as useful as they were in our history as a culture. We have now the ability to work online. So we have the ability to work online. A lot of these corporate locations, this is going to be a whole lot to explain, but basically, before COVID, you would have an office building that, let's say, for the ease of math, was $100 million in value. After COVID, the valuations of these major commercial office space locations have dropped to 10 cents, sometimes 5 cents on the dollar. But what happened was in 2023, I'll bring the graph up so I can explain this in concise measure. So in 2023, when these losses look like they were going to cascade even further down, you can see that double low created 2023. What the Fed did, instead of giving the bank an emergency loan on the valuations of commercial property that they currently sat on, which, as I said, we're now at 10 cents on the dollar, the Fed said, you know what? We're going to act like COVID and that loss of value never happened. We're going to give you an emergency loan on valuations of your books of what they were pre-COVID, what the value of those commercial real estate locations were, assuming that the value is going to return back to normal. But as they said, we are in the new normal. This is the new normal. And the anvil dragging this banking infrastructure down is the rehypothecation of debt and the whisper dreams that commercial real estate is going to be up only, when instead technological advancements have made it so that they are fucking useless. This is the situation at hand. And I see the system is broken. The foundation is broken, much like the foundation of justice here in the United States is broken. And what do you do with a broken system, a broken structure? You condemn it, you demolish it, and you build anew. Now, JP Morgan talking about the Fed minutes. Okay. JP Morgan's Michael Ferrari, the minutes on January 27th and 28th, the FOMC meeting indicated that a growing contingent of the committee thinks that the next move could be an actual Federal Reserve hike. Ferrari believes that the Fed will leave rates unchanged for all of 2026. Now, I want to make something very, very clear. We do not need interest rate cuts to see crypto prices go up. Flat out. We absolutely do not. In fact, the fiscal responsible movement here from the Reserve of the United States would be to keep interest rates high instead of lying to us saying that inflation is going away and now we can cut back to zero. We should have never been at the interest rates that we were at, say 2.75% mortgage rates. Absolutely insane. And if you were involved with getting your mortgage at those low rates, that is in essence a short on the dollar. That is by all means going to succeed, because the concept that the dollar is going to cascade and go parabolic to the upside is insane. But the dollar's strength is showing right now. Where's all the conversation about this consortium of BRICS that was going to usurp the United States dollar? It's gone. It's gone because the United States just took the gloves off. We kidnapped Venezuela's at then leadership, Maduro, and we showed the world that we are no longer effing about. We have new leadership, and the military might of the United States is still intact. So the Dixie is actually a chart we need to look at. The Dixie is a chart we need to look at. The first and foremost currency chart that catching headlines is Iran's currency has collapsed. If you have $735 in U.S. notes today, you are now a billionaire in Iran. Maybe we start some Trump Plaza Far East with that valuation change. Oil prices have jumped from $66 to $71, all on the height of the news of a imminent U.S. campaign militarily into the guts of Iran, which, you know what? People will say I'm hyperbole or in all that stuff, and I'm going to explain why I'm not. Why what I'm saying is not hyperbole. It's this. You do not deploy 6 E-3 airborne aircraft, early warning and control aircraft systems just to pressure Iran. You absolutely do not. This is the kind of airborne command system that you send when you're preparing for a major military operation against a country that spans over 500,000 square miles. This is a control system. We don't have a lot of these here in the United States, and the ones that we do have are very valuable. You do not deploy these unless things are about to get frisky for an extended period of time. What are they saying in the chat about the Arena wallets? My Arena wallet is still there in the Arena. Let me go check here. What's up, Calvin, in the Arena? Yisha, Tauhid. What's up, dudes and dudettes? I'm going to double this up actually so I can go see. I don't have it. I haven't. The only thing that worries me about the Arena is that I feel like SocialFi potentially is going to cannibalize themselves if the market stops moving up. That is one thing. I haven't seen anything like internally. No, my staked Arena still good to go. No, I'm a champion on Arena. Thanks to Colin. Shout out to him. Nothing weird's going on my wallet balance there. So let me know in the chat if that is the case. That would be kind of sketchy, but you know what? I care about the people. I care about the people. I still come for the people. Now, the Dixie. Let's talk about the Dixie. Because the scarier thing that me and Kelly were looking at a few months ago was indeed a trend line that the Dixie's been developing for years. Let's check it out here. All right. So bounced off the trend line, the frisky, scary trend line. Yes, we did go below it by just a touch, but then we went and kidnapped a BRICS president and we pumped, right? Dollar's looking like it's going to try to rally. Dollar's looking like it's going to try to rally. And the weekly on money flow, it's had enough of a pullback. It's got a clear trigger wave. These moving averages to the top side are flipping bullish. The dollar's looking like it's going to rally, right? The dollar's looking like it's going to rally. This is going to help pressure Bitcoin, pressure crypto down, and give me very cheap entry points, which I'm a fan of. So have at it. I will fight in the shade here in crypto. And now, some insights that have come out of Iran have been pretty interesting. You know, there's the color revolution helped by the three-letter agencies out in Iran take hold. And Iran, if struck by the United States from a big boy perspective, is actually more likely going to be internally overran by the revolutionaries that are within the country. This is a thesis I have. They've got all the groundwork laid out by the three-letter agency from the United States and the tiny state that's about the size of New Jersey, just to the west of Iran. All the groundwork of that revolution is in place. So all they need to do is disrupt the mainstay government systems, get them well distracted, and they will be eaten by their own people regardless. Now, Trump has talked about not eating people, but Atlanta. Let's have a listen. I live on the outskirts. I'm closer to Alabama than Atlanta, but an hour and a half away is Atlanta. So Trump brought up Atlanta. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see what he's got to say about Atlanta and how things are going here. Let's see.
Need a little help. You need help in Atlanta. He just said, you're right. Atlanta. We could take care of Atlanta.
This is going to be a new meme.
I'll tell you what, you ought to get them to call me. We could take care of Atlanta so fast. They don't want to call. They don't want to call because they don't want to admit it, and they'll never fix it themselves. Don't forget, we move people out. We don't just go in and, be tough guys. We move people out. We take career criminals and we get them out. We bring them back to the country from where they came. And think of it, 90% of the crime is caused by 2% of the people. So when you get the criminals out, you solve a lot of problems.
You know what? There's a lot of facts. There's a lot of facts behind that. And really, Americans deserve clean, safe cities, and on the outskirts of Atlanta, things are generally pretty calm, right? Like you don't start a fight. You don't get into an altercation with someone where I live because that's likely going to end with a loud bang. I think downtown Atlanta, there are spots that are actually cleaner than Denver, which is insane for me to say. There are, spots that I expected to be way worse than Denver that honestly were pretty clean and picked up and stuff. But that being said, when I first moved here, we got an Airbnb. I think it was on the west side. Hoover. He's smelling the chicks. He's looking at him. He's more involved with the chicks. So when we were moving to Atlanta, I think we stayed in like the west side or whatever it was called. There was literally like gunshots. There was 2 domestic violence instances. There was some crazy woman that got in a fight with her boo and drove the vehicle into another vehicle, all outside of what was like a pretty nice house. It was absolutely disgusting. It's dystopian, and it's not a place that I would ever have an interest in visiting or living in. So there are many, many locations in Atlanta that can be cleaned up. You know what? Let's have it. We've gone so far down the Democrat dystopian nightmare that the hard hand of an overzealous right might be what we need, right? It might be what we need. Let's keep rolling through the stories here. We have a Trump bull post from Eric Trump coming out. Oh, little Remy, she loves him. She can't get enough of him. Eric Trump bull posted yesterday. Sir, we have a new Trump bull post. Eric Trump says Bitcoin will reach 1 million. I do agree with this, but we're in a bear market and we're probably going to see some chop and some pain. And a lot of people are going to capitulate over the next few months. They're going to give up. It's fine. That's fine. I'll never been more bullish on Bitcoin in my life, he says. And this is after Eric Trump said Q4 will be unbelievable for crypto. And honestly, was it that bad? Like Bitcoin hit 126. We had our altcoin sector is really what got a lot of people screwed up, because the altcoins had their bull market in 2024, completely threw off the vast majority of altcoin holders. And the only reason why I came out of this whole situation over the last 4 years with a smile on my face is because I had fiscal targets that were hit. Though they were hit ahead of time, those fiscal targets were hit, and I took the money and actively helped my life. I thought I was wrong for doing so at the time being, but now the dust is settled. You know what? Having a game plan matters a lot. Now, we have Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew has been arrested on his 66th birthday on suspicion of misconduct in public office over his links to Jeffrey Epstein's child trafficking network. Love this. Police are carrying out searches in Berkshire and Norfolk and will remain in police custody at this time. Now, this reminds me of an old painting, and I'm going to see if I can find this painting. Prince Andrew painting. This painting said it all to me. This is all I needed to see. Look at how proud he is rolling out this painting. Super excited. And just the painting in and of itself is quite dystopian, right? Yeah, it is absolutely quite dystopian. But, the deep conspiracy theorists, they were like, if you do some things to the painting, it makes for a pretty ugly picture. Essentially, if you cut the painting in half and turn it upside down, you have the essence of Baal, right? You have a satanic Baal essence that comes out of this painting. Kind of interesting. I'm seeing if X has this highlight here, but it was clear as day to me when I saw that overlap that the man deserves not just prison, he deserves a public, humiliating, slow execution. We need to set an example for pedophiles so that they may never return and think that it's okay. Oh, it's Baphomet. Yeah, Baphomet. Maybe I can find it if I search Prince Andrew Baphomet, because this is, and it's stuff that, like, when we bring it up, people are like, that's crazy. It's crazy. There's no way that they would put it out. Yeah, here it is. Let me see here. I want to find this thing. This matters. This is my show, so I can do this. Let's see here. Good old Baphomet. So let's see here. You know what? I'm gonna find the right one. Honestly, though, this is kind of it. You have the eyes, the mouth, the horns, right? I mean, you have it all. They put this in plain sight for us. So Andrew's arrested. Honestly, police custody is not enough. People should demand public, slow, embarrassing executions. And now the United Kingdom is also blocking Trump's use of their military bases for these strikes that are coming on Iran. U.S. tensions against the UK are rising. Bloc is owing concerns that it would breach international law. Trump has withdrawn support of Keir Starmer's Chagos Islands deal, and the White House is still reportedly preparing for detailed plans for the strike against Iran. Strikes expected to use both Diego Garcia and the RAF fare forward in the United Kingdom. These bases are home to America's fleet of heavy bombers in Europe. Oil prices are now to a 6-month high. And you know what? We've already been down this road before, United Kingdom. You don't want to go there again. We've grown up a lot. And this is something that people forget, is that the United States is the most practiced military superpower on the planet. You can have a lot. This is kind of like when you look at a UFC fighter that has 30 or 40 KOs under their belt. And then you have someone that does steroids that, maybe has gone to the gym a few times, messed around, but all of a sudden feels so sure of themselves that they can handle the heat in the kitchen against a practiced and decorated fighter. They have a very, very painful lesson when they actually get in the ring with someone that has experience. This is the difference between China. This is the different, not necessarily Russia. Russia is quite experienced. China, they have their movements with Japan and everything like that, but going toe to toe with a true military superpower is a much different situation. This is also great. I actually kind of want to buy one of these. This is a umbrella, a tactical umbrella utilized to veil yourself.
Go to IR, I can see anything.
Let's
So he's completely hidden from thermal observation.
same
Look at this
view.
deeper angle, and it's still
This
quite
literally
difficult, to be
disappears
honest.
you
I think he's
from these
slightly mirroring the
drones.
drone,
So
pointing his umbrella towards that. Now, can you close it?
I want to get one of these. I want to get. Look at
Yeah.
this. He pops up.
I
You
don't
can
think
see
so.
his infrared signature right there. Boom, gone. This is absolutely fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic, and I probably need to add this to the arsenal. Now, shout out to Hawk Dua. She's spitting on that thing for real now. Hawk Tua has resorted to OnlyFans. Things have come full circle on her. And ETH Denver going down. This is going to be some really fun times in ETH Denver. Dogs, feces, homeless people, and all the rest of them. You know, it's healthy to have like an interest in altcoins, but it is not healthy to overextend ourselves to altcoins, right? Honey, what are you doing? She is so in love with these chickens. She can't stop with them. She cannot stop with them. I see her over my lip. Remy, let's let the chickens just enjoy their time, right? Let's let the chickens just enjoy their time. Yeah, Harry Potter had a good cloak, you know. I think I need a cloak and an umbrella. That's kind of where my mind's at. It's like, because am I seeing the indicators of peace anywhere? Like, show me where the peace is in the room, right? Show me the peace in the room, and then I'll maybe take my foot off the gas in terms of being a prepared father. But honestly, like, her and all the rest of them are all the reasons why I am the way I am. It's because I want them to be protected. I want their futures to be strong. And I'm not even buying the Bitcoin for myself right now. Like, I don't have this grand scheme to buy a bunch of Bitcoin, see it go to $1 million, and then sell it all to buy some sports car, to buy some crap that isn't going to be useless. Power of proof of compute and proof of power spent, energy spent, is going to be one of the most sought after, if not the most sought after asset class on the planet in 30 or 40 years from now. I see this. I feel very strongly about it. And so what I'm doing all this for is not for me, it's for her. Honey, though, honey, let's let him chill out. Hoover, back off. Come here, buddy. Come here. Hey, Brownie. So there's a sector of crypto that is actually popping off right now that we do need to check out within altcoins. Right now, though, generally speaking, altcoins are hurting, right? Generally speaking, altcoins are hurting. There are a few that are showing strength. Let's look at the ones that are showing. God. All right, you go have fun. Bring Roomba with you. So Pi token, I totally forgot that I had this thing. It's up 36%. Stable is up 29%. Morpho is up 26% on the weekend. Midnight is up 21%. This is very, very interesting. And then Bitensor Tau. Cosmos is just like bleeping on the map. I'm not touching Cosmos at all. At all. I have no interest in Cosmos. Bitensor Tau, very interested in. Aave, infrastructurally important, but having some issues. Still a good project, though. It's up 15%. Pepe, I love a frog. I love a frog. You know, and then Midnight, that privacy angle. And honestly, like, it almost feels like the Cardano community in general is like just shifting towards the privacy token Midnight, right? They got to make their money somehow. Much smaller market cap. It's at $1 billion market cap. It's impressive. I mean, even if you hate it, even if you hate anything that Cardano does, you have to give some credit where credit is due. It's at $1 billion market cap. It launched literally as we were on our way down, and it's up 21% on the week. So there is that. There's also something else that I want to bring up, the ecosystem side of, you know, I see the Bitensor Tau ecosystem doing quite well right now. And actually, you know what? It's nothing that I'm going to throw a bunch of money at and put my chips all in the basket of Bitensor Tau by any stretch of the imagination. But here's the potential Tau ecosystem. Now, everything is down generally speaking, but when I'm looking at the overall performance on the week, there's a lot of double-digit gainers on the week, even with a 10% drawdown or 5% drawdown today. There's a lot of very, very interesting things going on in potential Tau's ecosystem. So I am going to start peeling back the layers in terms of price on these potential Tau ecosystem picks. I'm not ready to be like, oh, that's the one, that's the one, that's the one. But I am going to take this ecosystem very seriously. I think that AI does overlap with crypto in terms of paying AI systems useful, valuable proof of stake or proof of work projects is going to be more incentivized than offering, some sort of CBDC to the AI systems as they get developed. And here's one of the projects I feel like is dead. OP, Optimism. Holy God, have they fallen off of the rails here. Base says no more. Start your jail for OP. Transitioning off the OP stack for its own unified stack, but will continue to work with Optimism for mission critical support during the transition, right? This sounds like a kiss of death. This sounds like a kiss of death. OP, I'm terrified to look at this larger time frame chart because I remember this is all a hubbub, right? We had it launch. It launched initially at like $2, cascaded down to 50 cents, and then just gave people whiplash on the moves up and down. And OP hit a final all-time high of $4.85. But since that all-time high, we're well below release point. Oh, God. We're down 96%. Put a fork in her. She's done. Ethereum fixed the layer 2 problem itself. You're going to see a lot of layer 2s die in a similar fashion. It sucks. I know. I wanted there to be a whole ecosystem of ways to make money off of layer 2s for sure, just like the other guy. But if we didn't have this giant pile of layer 2s absorbing money and interest from Ethereum, we could have very well seen Ethereum go to $8,000-$10,000 this last cycle. Instead, we got $5 over the previous all-time high because we spread our liquidity and our focus too thin. We must focus as a community. We must focus on projects. We don't need 27 million projects. We don't. This is the uncomfortable reality of the situation. We don't need 27 million projects. We need a few thousand to completely cover all ecosystem transfer of the legacy Web 2, traditional finance, whatever you want to call it. We only need a few thousand good crypto projects to transition that entire ecosystem over. And if that energy is focused, then those prices do very, very well. We spread ourselves too thin. OP has lost 94% of its superchain revenue overnight with this announcement from Base. So now Base is shifting away. They've moved away, and 94% of the revenue is gone in the blink of an eye. Base generated $6.8 million every month, but now they're keeping all of it, right? Optimism, the mainnet in and of itself does $160,000 for comparison's sake. And this granted Base. Now they received, OP gave Base a lot of tokens initially at a much higher valuation. 118 million tokens worth $175 million at the time of signing. Maybe $25 million in total revenue share before the exit. The token has no staking. It has no buybacks. Without the Base money, there is nothing. No sequencer fees. Governance-only token at 18 cents with no value capture mechanism. This is a problem. This is a death spiral. This is a warning. So I just wanted you guys to call a spade with me here. And you may disagree, if you want to go into it, have at it. I'm not here to be telling anyone investment advice, but I am saying that it looks like a dead horse, something that will be forgotten. Now, in terms of total top bridge net flows over the last 24 hours, we've seen continued interest in net flows into Polygon. Has it translated to price? Well, let's go find out. Let's see if Polygon is going to pull its head out of its shit. Let's see. No, it is not. It's still at 10 cents. Jesus. See, and this is where it's so maddening to see these inflows and then literally nothing happen. And there's a lot of scams in here. Like, I feel like Barachain, a layer 2, total scam. Starknet, 8 users, whales going back and forth between each other. Total scam. I don't like Ink at all. I think this is a Kraken play at layer 2. They're trying to compete with Base. It's not going to happen. Like you, Kraken, but the winner's already been chosen for the United States. Linnea, painful lesson, right? I took a shot at Linnea, took a loss. I bought it at like a 0.10 mark or something like that, and I had to sell at 0.5. The thing's like, where's Linnea now? I'm even afraid to look at Linnea's price. I took a 50% hit on this. Hey, granted, it was like 1% of my portfolio, but still, yeah, look, now it's at a 0.3. Like, this is just insane. I was snooping around for the bottom here. And it did not go well. And this is for the people in the chat like, oh, Drew never loses, blah, blah, blah. I was buying right here. And I was like, all right, we see a potential swoop to the upside. Nope, wrong. And then, I didn't even get around to selling it until this plateau. It's fallen even further. And honestly, if you are in Raft Pulse, if you are one of those people, my heart goes out to you. I think it's dead. I think Pulse is dead. Heart is gone. He doesn't care about you. Take it as a lesson, right? Take it as a lesson. Linnea even has an unlock coming. Oh, good. So yeah, and that's the thing that I said. I think I said on the morning show at DZ. Even if you're down, what is this? You're down 91% from all-time highs. There's still $50 million to be extracted. And you can't extract all of it because you have to have liquidity in it. But yeah, man, I hope the lessons learned is that vast majority of these things in a bear market get beheaded, and Bitcoin maximalism is okay. You literally, like, I only feel good right now about Morpho and Tau, like Chainlink selling tokens to pay their employees. You broke my heart, Chainlink. You broke my damn heart. And I still hold a little bit of it, but I've had my heart broken in crypto just the same. It's just the amount of exposure and being willing to ride that token down to zero just for namesake is not there for me. I am also a Toyota maximalist. I am also a land maximalist. I love having a nice house. Aerodrome, I like still. That's another one I keep forgetting. Are we below the 30 mark on Arrow? Because the more that this market wobbles, we're about 31 cents on it. Okay. It's trying to defend itself better than most of these damn things. I might make a re-entry on Arrow. If I see the week, here's the deal. Here's when I get excited about altcoins, like hammering into them again. When I see the weekly ready to start rolling back to the upside on Bitcoin, when I see the weekly get ready to roll back to the upside on Bitcoin for the money flow, that's when I get excited about finding entry points in the alts that I believe in. We are not out of the woodwork by any means. By any stretch of the imagination, we are not out of the woodwork. The best we can hope is a stop the bleed and a swoop back to the upside. This thing is not going to just cascade back up, and that's just not the design of how money's flowing right now. So I'd like that to be the case. I'd like everyone to just make immense amounts of money immediately, but we got some work to do. This whole range is likely going to be a similar situation. And this is best case scenario in my mind, right? It's probably going to take us a couple months to dig ourselves out of this, which is good news if you spend your time locating. If you take the time locating the good projects here, then you have low entry points that are pretty juicy. Did you take the Ling off Link? Like, Link, it is still the main oracle and infrastructurally still strong, but I only hold like 10% of what I did hold in Link. I got out of the way at like 11 and 12 bucks because the death wobble on here, the death wobble on the altcoin sector, it was undeniable. I needed to get a new truck. And honestly, like I made this very clear. Every single time I get the idea to go get a new truck, just I'll map it out. I'll map it out here. All right. So we're going to map this out. And this is going to be the new truck indicator. I think this needs to be a new truck indicator for the grander market. So we were here. We had just kidnapped Maduro. Times were great. We were pumping because we were kidnapping people. You know, it was good times. But I needed a new truck. So I sold, right? I sold my altcoins. I kept a little bit of a chain link around. I did not sell any of my Canton until Canton hit like 17 cents. And I took some off the top just because. But let's look at the same time frame. Let's look at the same time. January 2026. And I'm trolling Sergey. Don't think I'm not trolling Sergey because it hurts. Yeah, look at this. So I sold here. I was like, God, I'm selling the lows. I'm wrong. Down by 43%, literally from that moment. That is absolutely terrifying. So am I sorry for bettering my life and getting out of the way of a greater downturn? No, absolutely not. Am I pissed off at Chainlink for the design of how they continue to sell the token to pay their employees? Absolutely. I hate that. I hate everything about it. I hate the idea that these companies continue to grow and their revenue continues to grow and they act like, oh, sorry, guys, we have a regulatory uncertainty, so we can't let any of that money go into the token that you've been buying and holding for years. No, it's the regulatory guy's fault that we can't provide any value to you. Sure. How about you grow a spine and provide value to people that invest in you early? Crazy thought, right? Crazy thought. And now that we have like April or March, we're going to have regulatory clarity. There's this idea that they're going to undo what has been done, right? If you're a company that's been able to have useful idiots, myself included, buying your token, and you've been making money off of us buying your token and then selling it to pay your employees and you're pandering to the government, what in the world is going to make you undo that? If apparently it's been okay to do it that way for the entirety, what is going to change? Hoover. This dog is unbelievable. I still hold 10% of Link in case we go nuts, but you know, it is what it is. So back to the truck indicator chart. Okay. Back to the truck indicator. So just to make it clear, I don't like selling Bitcoin. I hate selling Bitcoin. I'm fine selling altcoins. And every single time I need a new car, the markets take a major jump afterwards. So, you know, I have a Toyota Sequoia now, so I probably won't need one for a very long time. But that being said, this mark, I cheated. You know, I also cheated the end of 2021. So it was like October, November 2021. Go look at it here. And I was able to sell $4,500 Ethereum for a minivan, which is insane. I will say this. Change your life with crypto. No one's going to hold your hand if you hold that altcoin to zero with them. Nobody cares. Maybe people will be upset that I got out of the way of more pain, or you can understand that I might know more than 99% of crypto investors out there. I might have better people on my corner than 99% of people out there. You can take it one way or the next. You can hate me or love me, but I'm not going to sit here and take the knife on the face just so some community will make my X account blow up. which, by the way, is the reason why most of these influencers continue to hold and chill in this environment, is because they are addicted to the likes. They're addicted to the growth. I didn't get kicked out of the studio. It's winter break. Steve-O. So, you know what, Steve-O? You know what?
You are banned!
Jesus! Let me find you in the chat here. Where you at, you sucker? Oh, yeah. There it is. There it is. How's Arena doing? Let me check in on the Arena chat, you guys. Let's check here. What's up, John, Calvin, Yisha, all the peeps here. If you guys are in the Arena, I'm still going to keep showing you up. Some people's wallet balances are showing low. My wallet balance is high. Y is all down. That's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. My wallet, just so you guys know, in the Arena, if you're watching this, my wallet on all my accounts has been left alone. Everything's fine. Yeah, the price of Arena is maybe, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, everyone's wallet balance is in question on the Arena because of the Arena price per token. Call me crazy, but this might be the thing behind. Wait a minute, the price, my value, it's going down. Maybe this is the reason why those wallets are in question right now. Just throwing it out there, just throwing it out there. And you guys are awesome on the Arena. I'm not leaving just because you guys' token is going nasty. I'll keep showing up for you because I am someone that actually cares about people. And on this subject matter, a lot of these crypto influencers do not give a shit about people. They will continue to shill scams. They will continue to shill things that literally stole from their friends without any remorse, because it's this little tiny faucet of value, and there's these whispers and dreams of airdrops and all this money and major things are going to come. Just hold the line. Keep shilling the token. Keep shilling the protocol. Keep shilling the DEX. Little rabbit. Here's your carrot, little rabbit. You're going to be able to bite it soon. A lot of these people in crypto do not give a damn about anybody. They do not. So just keep that in mind. Big hands, Dan. My net worth is poor AF. Oh, no. At least you have big hands, Dan. Jeez, word. I am an on guy. I was a Zin guy. I even had holsters for Zins, but I've started to get holsters for ons because they don't give me as bad of heartburn. And I like the 4 milligram. You get it's either 3 or 6 on Zin. On, it's either 8, like I can go real hard and get the 8 milligram. I can go kind of middle of the ground and get the 4s, or I can start to wane myself off with the 2 milligrams. So also, hold on that subject matter, guys, I need you to do something for me in the chat, because there's a stock in mind related to tobacco. Philip Morris International. What's the ticker for Philip Morris International on Wall Street? I think I got to play for us. It relates to nicotine. Okay. I got whispers. I got a little bird on my shoulder. Give me the ticker for Philip Morris International if you can. If anyone's on the internet, look it up here. Beautiful chart. Yeah, shout out to that. Where are my bannings like military medals? Let's see here. PM, is it Philip Morris? Is it just PM, Pops? Let's see here. PM. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. All right. Let's see what the chart looks like. I think some shit's about to go down with the American markets and Philip Morris International. All right. Let's pull up the chart. God. See, nicotine is up only 2. This is like ammo. Nicotine and ammo. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, Philip Morris is they're up to stuff. Folks. Oh God. What do I do about this? All right, I'll get some at this. Let's see if my hillbilly TA can play out for me again. Usually this works. Usually this works. Let's be a little bit more greedy. All right. All right. Looking for 120 on Philip Morris. Looking for 120 on Philip Morris, and then I'm in. Okay. Looking for 120 on Philip Morris, and then I'm in. Now, don't be like this guy. He had a round trip 6 figures. B star platinum. And this account shares really stupid, wrong information, but I still follow him because it's funny. Take a short trip to Libsyn. Meet someone who convinces you SWI will be one of the best altcoins this cycle. Research. Now you have conviction. On-chain metrics look great. All the flows look great. Then you go heavy. Average entry around 80 cents. Talk about it publicly with your reasons. And I've been there, baby. I've been there. It works. SWI does a 5X. I think he gives himself more credit than it actually is due. You didn't move this market cap, Star Platinum. Sorry to beat down your ego, but he thinks he moves the market cap by 5X. Really, it was just flows and altcoin season popped off. So you feel good. You called it in public. You dance. We did it. We made money. You sell a little bit, just enough to not feel stupid, right? Maybe like 5%, 10%, but you think it'll go higher and you want to see $10. And I made this exact mistake on the Trump token. I was at I bought it for $5. I saw it hit $77. I'm like, nah, it's going to $100. This is going to be the first meme coin to hit $100. Wrong, Drew. Then it starts dumping and the whole market collapses over the next month. So you don't take any profits because you think it'll bounce back. It didn't. You basically end up back at your entry point. And this is where I didn't make that mistake. On the Trump cascade to the downside, I G'd it at like $17 because I still wanted my 3+X. I still have to make at least 3X to feel good. To feel something, I need 300%. You basically end up back at your entry. It's easy to share the wins here, but the truth is you should have taken profits much earlier. Yes, you should have. The moment that you lost, look at this. This is Hillbilly TA. You're in at 80 cents. Let's go look at SWI. And this can apply to literally any chart, anything that I do. Wall Street, blah, 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 all of it. So the moment that you lose this, I mean, if you lose $1.43, it is a fast ride downtown to Chinatown. There is no volume here. There is no action. You teleport it up. There is nothing holding you up. So, generally speaking, I mean, just looking at this from a very simple trader mindset, and honestly, I am one of the few traders in crypto that's actually had a positive 2025 with leverage. So take that for what it may be. The moment that you lose this shelf, it's a fast ride downtown to Chinatown. Now you're messing around in the 91-cent mark. You should have known. You got in at $1.80. This is still generally a 2X at $1.60. Take your wins, take your 100% growth, and move on. Move on. Sometimes, and this is where the addiction to fame sickens the mindset of a lot of investors or influencers. They want to be the person that turned $5 into $10 million or whatever it might be. They get sick, right? They get sick in the head from that fame route. And again, a great, great resource of my life has been my wife. She's at Miss Tia Marie on Twitter. She's very beautiful. She's a wonderful lady. She's very smart. Robotics consume this: energy, memory, chips, metals, and likely in the future, cryptocurrency. You must think ahead to be one of the winners. One of the losers on Wall Street today, Carvana. CVNA had some bad revenue here. So there's the dumbest addition to the S&P 500 ever, and it should not have ever happened. Most Americans are now bag holding a completely fraudulent company that is most likely headed to zero. Stock valuation still after this crash around $290. Things can always get worse. Right? So let's go see how Carvana is doing. CVNA. Carvana. Let's check it out. Tis but a scratch. Bad revenue earnings. I'm going to map this out too. I don't think Carvana's going to zero. I don't. Like 200 zone. I could toe dip. I buy blood and uncertainty. Posts like that just really They want it to go to zero. It's still the chart. If you really are backed up and looking at this thing honestly, it's taking a breather. What's the big deal, right? It's taking a breather. Now, Tau, I'm glad you asked. I like Tau a lot. And another thing I like, especially within Tau, is the subnet ecosystem is not looking too shabby at all. So, as I said, I am going to start mapping this whole ecosystem out. I feel like we are well ahead of the curve when it comes to proof of compute, proof of stake, and the Tau ecosystem is a very marketable ecosystem because Tau, the token, only has 21 million tokens, a very normie friendly narrative behind that. But being more directly related to Tau subnets and development of AI that wants Tau as payment for work done, I think that's very important. Like when I saw Arc of Intelligence, there's a lot of smart people around me. They're like, Tau or Arkham, it's going to be amazing. If I can go into Arkham Intelligence without using the token, there is no hillbilly use case for the token. So we're going to map out Tau's ecosystem as a family. I'm going to probably do it by one token at a time to really give each one a solid look at. But we are looking at cryptocurrency that's likely to be chosen by AI as payment is literally the same as looking at buying AT&T early 1900s. It's literally the same as Ford early 1900s. This is a technological asset class that is going to take over the world. Now, for better or for good is up to us on what we allow and how we allow it to grow out. And if we have the ability to control how it goes out. But there's lots of money to be made within this asset class. I'm not taking my head off the swivel. I am looking at things that make me money because I like taking good care of my family. I like chart go up. I like price go up. And that's what I'm doing. So, take it as you will. And I want to ask you guys this. My wife was thinking that she was trying to say that chickens are useless in SHTF. Honestly, SHTF, I'm outside with a rifle. I am building thousands of feet of fencing. I have time because I'm not sitting here yapping at you about how much money we can make and how much money we can use for generators. I'm actually in the process of using all the things I'm accumulating, right? I think chickens are pretty damn good for food production and for longevity of family, but rabbits, she wants rabbits and I want rabbits as well. Man, I need to go build the damn rabbit hutch right now. Are rabbits or chickens more useful if the bubble pops though? Just answer that. For me to help me solve this. Are rabbits or chickens more useful when everything goes to hell in a handbasket? That's what I'm curious about. Oh, find a way to get wild pigs on your property and then correct them. Bacon, that's a good one. Goats, a great option. I have a lot of kudzu. The goats could eat for years off of the kudzu. I could have goats out there, and I love lamb curry. I don't like lamb curry made by, I'll say this, the Indians did me dirty. The Indian food spot that I liked, they did me dirty. That's probably the worst food poisoning that I've ever had. So I've had a really hard time. I don't think I've gone back to an Indian restaurant since then. Eggs alone, but rabbits, if you had to pick, okay. All right. So it's a very split. Tell me about the rabbits. I think chickens are a strong play. The eggs, the value is not there. Yeah. I was swindling crypto off people for eggs back in the bull market of 2024. It was a good move. I love you guys, though. Yeah, Indian markets make you shit your brains out. It was probably the worst food poisoning I've ever had, but there's lots of money to be made. The next step here is I've made a lot of marks on the stock charts that my wife has been working on picking out, and then I look at them. It matches my thesis. I add them to the list. We're building a list of strong stock picks. Now, if this is released internally to Discover Crypto's Discord or however I roll it out, I'm still figuring that out, but I am marking out the charts. I'm seeing the headwinds in the future. And honestly, this year, rate cuts might stay flat or even go up. That'd be the responsible thing to do. We do not need banks. We do not need rate cuts going down for crypto to succeed, because where this world is going is AI, robotics, and compute, cryptocurrency, encryption, all of it happening at a light speed, and I'm involved with it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And with that being said, yes, testicles. Did you get banned from saying things, DCA and Pray? Did you get banned? We're gonna go hang out with the chickens. We're gonna go hang out with the kids. Gonna enjoy my day. You guys keep it real. Help me out. Share the stream. Share the stream. Yesterday's live stream did really well. It's been a long time since I've seen a live stream do really well. So if you could give me a share. I don't bot the channel. And you know what? That's another rant. YouTubers that botted their channel are now wondering why the channel is not succeeding. It's because you have fake viewership, you have fake content, you have fake value. I will never go down that route. I will never bot this channel to try to look good ever. I care about you guys. I want us to succeed as a family, but I will never take the easy route to success. And shout out to 2Bit for actually supporting Discover Crypto in the blockchain basement. Shout out to Bitcoin IRA, Chris. You know, if you have an interest in rolling over some of your IRA to get crypto exposure at these low levels, Bitcoin IRA is a great place to do so and take advantage of the ultimate power of crypto, which is cold storage, which is our partner, Arculus cold storage devices. It's going to be a crazy year, guys. I'm excited about it because we've been looking at the potential of this going down for a long time. It's all happening in real time, and it's a season of making money. Take care, guys.